Handling the cases of charitable trust has always been challenging for the tax practitioners. Under the Income Tax Act, charitable trust, educational institutions, and medical institutions are provided special treatment. Section 1023C and Section 11 provide exemption to these institutions. For availing of exemption under these sections, the trusts are required to apply 85% of its income for charitable and religious purposes for which these are established. Now, in some cases, it is observed that trusts used to claim double deduction on account of application of income. One of such situation arises when they take loan and borrowings. Because when they incur any expenditure out of the proceeds of such loan, they claim it as an application of income. And when they repay such loan, they again claim it as an application of income. And law was never intended to provide two-time deduction for the same amount. It is therefore provided to amend these sections and to specifically provide that when any expenditure is incurred out of the proceeds of loan, the same shall not be regarded as application of income. However, whenever such loan is repaid, then it will be treated as application of income in the year in which it is repaid. The another situation where double deduction is claimed is in respect of corpus donation. Section 11(1)(d) of the Income Tax Act provides that any voluntary contribution received with specific direction that it shall form part of the corpus of the trust, then it will be exempt. Now, when trust incur any expenditure out of such corpus donation, they claim it as an application of income. And this results in double deduction because once they claim deduction under section 11(1)(d) and second time they claim it as an application of income against 85% mandatory application, which is actually required to be out of non-corpus income. In order to curb this practice, it is now provided that if any expenditure is incurred out of the corpus donation, it will not be treated as application of income. However, when it is deposited back in any one or more forms or modes specified in subsection 5 of section 11, then it will be treated as application of income in the year in which it is deposited back and to the extent it is deposited. Another important amendment is proposed in respect of set-off of excess expenditure of earlier years. In many cases, it is held that if there is any excess expenditure in earlier years, it will be treated as it can be adjusted against subsequent years' application. The Supreme Court in Subrose Education Society also upheld this view. But now, it is provided that if there is any excess expenditure in earlier years, it will not be allowed to be set off against application requirement of subsequent year's income. Thus, after this amendment, the Supreme Court decision and all other decisions would get nullified. Now we come on the small education and medical institutions. Under subclauses 3AD and 3AE of section 1023C, it is provided that educational institutions and medical institutions will avail exemption if their annual receipt do not exceed 1 crore and they are not required to take any approval. But now this limit has been raised from 1 crore to 5 crore. Thus, it can be said that if annual receipt of educational institutions and medical institutions are not exceeding 5 crore, they can avail exemption under these subclauses without getting any approval. All these amendments and clarifications should be taken care of by all the tax practitioners who are handling the cases of charitable trust, educational institutions and medical institutions.